Many of us struggle with eating too much food. We have the best intentions to eat healthy, don't overeat, but it never fails that when we're done with our meal, we feel stuffed or we just feel like, listen, we ate way too many calories, we ate the wrong foods, and we're kind of depressed and frustrated about it, right? This is frustrating because when we're trying to lose weight, we're trying to do everything right. But it seems like when something like this happens, we just can't control the amount of portions that we eat. We just eat too much food. It derails any chance of us losing weight. So I'm going to share with you 7 strategies that I use with my clients to manage their portions. And it gets them feeling happy after a meal because they're winning, they're being successful. And that's what it is about. It's really about, you don't want to finish your meal feeling depressed and frustrated because that's just going to cause you to eat more of the wrong foods at the next meal, right? Or you're going to start snacking because you're just pissed off and depressed, right? So we're going to give you those 7 strategies today here in this training that's going to help you control those portions so that you can actually, reach those goals, right? Feel good about yourself and start making those positive improvements. My name is Jason Hunter. I've actually been a registered dietitian for 23 years now, and I help clients just like you, men and women, eat better, make better decisions so that they can reach their lifestyle goals, their weight loss goals, or whatever they may be. And it really comes down to food. Imagine finishing your dinner knowing that you ate great, you're full, you don't feel like you need to eat any more food, and you got in the right calories to help you lose that weight. That again, positivity breeds more positivity, and you're going to start making better decisions for yourself when you know I'm winning that day, or I'm winning that week, or I'm winning that meal, right? So implement these 7 strategies that I'm going to share with you now, and you're going to find that you're going to be winning these days and winning those meals. Um, I'm actually on my patio today, so you may hear some extra noise and so forth, but it's finally not 100 degrees here, so I'm going to enjoy this cooler weather and enjoy some, at least backyard scenery and things like that, instead of being stuck in my office that has no windows, and thinking, man, it's so dang hot. I wish I could just go sit outside, but I can't. So ignore any extra noise you hear from that today. But let's get started. So the very first strategy is use a smaller plate. Larger plates make portions appear much larger. And I have some plates here that we use, but most of our plates nowadays are really big, right? And when you break this up into portions, you have, if you have a proper portion, it looks real small on that plate. So you tend to start putting more food on that plate. Instead, opt for a smaller plate, and you're going to feel more satisfied mentally, even though you haven't eaten any food yet. But visually is, your visual acuity is very important in regards to how much food you actually eat. So if the plate looks full, you're probably not going to think I have to keep putting more on, or adding more food, or going back for seconds. So, a smaller plate is pretty important to helping control those portions. It's a real simple one as well. Other one is, I call it the 20-minute rule. And the 20-minute rule is it takes about 20 minutes for your brain to recognize it has food in your stomach. So I'm going to ask this question, and you can leave it in the comments and so forth, your answer in the comments. How many times are you done eating, and then maybe 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, 15 minutes later, you think, oh man, I'm stuffed now. I overate. But you didn't get that signal till you were already done eating. That's your brain now recognizing, hey, we got enough food in the stomach now. You can go ahead and stop eating. But in reality, it's too late, right? You've already put your plate away. You've cleaned up the dishes, the food's away. And now the brain finally catches up, right? That's a classic example of overindulging or overeating, and not giving your body enough time to recognize it actually has food in the stomach, so that it can tell you that you've had enough food, right? You've eaten enough calories. So always try to at least take 20 minutes to eat your meal. Have conversation, slow down in some shape or form so that you're not just inhaling it all and done in 10 minutes. That's going to really help control your portions. Strategy number 3, which kind of ties into strategy number 2, is put your fork down while chewing. So again, instead of that nonstop shoveling, put food in your mouth, set your fork on the table or set your spoon on the table. Don't pick it back up till you're done chewing and have swallowed that food. That again is going to slow down the process so that it gives your brain time to recognize that I have food in the stomach and it can tell me when I'm full or I've eaten enough calories, right? So those are two big ones right there. The other strategy, which would be number 4, is again, I have my plate out here again, is divide your plate into quadrants, right? Only one quadrant is for carbs. One quadrant to 2 quadrants is your proteins, and 1 to 2 quadrants is vegetables. And you could even almost break that up, right? So where it's like a third and a third, but only 1/4 of your plate should be carbohydrates. And then the rest of your plate should either be fibrous vegetables and or protein, lean protein. This is going to really help help you feel fuller faster. So higher fiber foods are going to help you feel fuller. Lean meats take up volume in the stomach. They also require water to come into the stomach to help digest that. So again, it helps you feel fuller more quickly. You're going to eat less overall calories when you do it that way. And like I said, if that's a big plate and that's all you have, definitely break that up. Obviously, if you have a smaller plate, you can do the same thing. And again, your portion sizes are going to naturally decrease with that. Next strategy is being selective with going back for seconds, right? If I have the option of carbs, protein, or vegetables, I'm going to want to choose like the protein or the vegetables because again, it's more nutrient dense and it's going to help me feel fuller quicker without an abundance of calories. It's real easy to go back and get another portion of pasta, right? But your calories intake is going to dramatically increase versus if you chose another 2 ounces of chicken or turkey or beef or another half a cup or quarter cup of vegetables. So be selective with what you go back for with your when you go back for seconds, as well as how long have I actually been eating. So again, if I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go back for seconds, but I've only eaten, it's only taking me 10 minutes to eat what I want. You know what? Why don't I just wait 5 minutes? Sit there for 5 minutes, drink some water, have some conversation, and then decide after that, do I really want to go back for seconds? Because many times, again, it gives your brain time to catch up. You will feel full and go, you know what? I actually don't need those seconds. That helps save on calories, right? It's all these little things. We're kind of playing tricks a little with our brain and our stomach, but they're very powerful, simple tricks that you can be doing to really control the amount of food that you actually consume. Same with like not picking at leftovers, right? That's another strategy is as you're putting stuff away, don't be, let me take another couple forks, spoonfuls or forkfuls of whatever the casserole was, or, whatever you're eating that night. So again, once it's away or once you're done eating, you put it away. And I'm going to say it again because it's so important. A lot of this does depend on how fast did you eat your meal, because going back for seconds, picking at leftovers, many times those are eliminated when we give ourselves enough time to recognize we have food in the stomach. So I probably can't emphasize enough the strategy number 2 and 3 in regards to putting your fork down in the 20-minute rule when it comes to stuff like this. The final strategy is start all meals with a glass of water. So again, when we take up volume in our stomach, we have less room for food and if we're going to be less likely to eat. And why I know this works so well is one of my daughters, especially when she was younger, but we still have to kind of remind her of this even today as a teenager, is she would drink like water, milk, whatever, really fast and right when we sat down at the table, which then usually resulted in, I'm full, I don't feel like eating, or I can't eat any more food, right? And then she really, yes, she was getting calories in if she was drinking milk, but if it was water, she wasn't really getting calories in, so she was missing out on those nutrients that she needed to grow. So, this was when she was like 3 or 4, right? Where we would have to almost hold back her fluids and let her eat some, then she got to drink. So I know firsthand this strategy absolutely does work, because we had to implement that to make sure she actually got enough calories when she was a toddler and, growing and needing those nutrients and so forth. And like I said, still today as a teenager, we have to remind her sometimes when she says, "Well, I'm full already." Yeah, because you just drank 3/4 of your glass of water or milk or whatever it is, right? So that's another really important one. For on the flip side of when we don't want to overeat as an adult is drink a full glass of water, implement these other strategies while you're eating, and you're going to find that you're going to eat a lot fewer calories. Your portions will be smaller. You're going to be able to reach your goals much faster. So hope these 7 strategies help you. They're real quick, easy to implement, but I do want to give you another resource that is going to help you with reaching goals, and especially when it comes to weight loss, because, you know, I created this special checklist of 14 other foods that actually help heal your liver. And, I'm sure you're thinking, what's my liver have to do with meals right now, right? Or food? Well, all 6 fat burning hormones actually pass through our liver. So if our liver is stressed, it has to filter out a lot of junk because of other stuff we're eating or our environment and whatnot. Fat burning hormones are not a necessity to the body, right? It's almost like a luxury or an optional, option. So the liver is not going to allow them to pass through. It has more pressing, urgent priorities it has to take care of, right? So again, fat burning hormones, not a big priority to the body because the body likes to store fat. It likes to feel protected. Well, when those fat burning hormones don't pass through, well, then we don't burn any fat. So, if you're really struggling with losing weight and trying to figure out why, I think I'm doing everything right, but I can't seem to lose this weight, it's probably a hormone related issue. So, helping optimize those hormones first, those fat burning hormones through food, then figuring out from there where other tweaks need to be made. That's going to be key to helping you reach those goals. So I created this checklist of 14 foods, and I'll put the link in the comments here so that you guys can grab it and go download this special checklist, special report, whatever you want to call it. But it'll also help you because these foods fit a lot of the criteria of the 7 strategies with the types of foods, with the lean proteins, the vegetables, things that are going to help detoxify that liver so that the fat burning hormones can pass through properly and do their job. So they'll be easy to implement into your current meal plans and these strategies. So I'll leave that link in the comments so that you can download it. And thank you for joining me today. I hope this was helpful to you, and implement these. If you guys have any questions as you're implementing, hit any obstacles, feel free to hit me up. You can email me or direct message me, and I'd be glad to answer any questions to make sure that you can implement all these and you can reach those goals while controlling your portion sizes. So stay tuned for next week because I'll have another training that you'll be able to jump on and implement as well so that you can live that healthiest lifestyle you want as well as reach all your goals. And most importantly, go out and win the day, because as you win the day, you're going to start winning the week, you're going to start winning the month, and you're going to start reaching goals before you realize it.